Alright, just sit back and get ready to have the most fun you ever had with an electronic device.
All right, everybody, welcome out to the Get On With It Sports Show. It is Sunday, February the 13th, 2022. Jersey Johnny coming at you on the Super Bowl 56 Sunday. With me, as always, is none other than Mr. Radio Pete. And Mr. Harry Lug Nutz was just there, and he kind of went away somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, he said, I'm not doing this bullshit.
He was just there. Where did he go?
Game starts in a few hours. I got things to do, important people to see.
But he was just there.
We know who he's
He could have stayed up for 10 seconds and said hi-bye, or, you know. I'm guessing it was computer error.
It would have been nice if he'd come on and go, hey, listen, I decided I'm not going to do this. And then gone.
We were trying to figure out where you went. You were like, you were given the show like 10 seconds this morning.
That's right. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
What am I doing this for?
Yeah, I was relaying the story to Johnny before you came on that I would have been here a little sooner, but I had to stop at the supermarket. And my wife, who went there this morning, forgot something. So I had to pick that up, and I got stuck behind a check writer in the checkout line.
There you go. Always fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to pour my first beer of the day while you tell them that.
Yeah, you can't write a check at the self-checkout, can you?
No. I forewent the self-checkout because it was a line of people, and she was the only one in this line.
I know.
But it turned out to be a mistake.
What I really love is when you go to the there's no cashiers, but there's four of them just standing around the self-checkout area.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because they're so confusing. You know, trying to get an avocado to scan is pretty tough, you know.
Yep. So, I didn't say anything, but I did sigh heavily at one point.
Well,
But
I mean, part of me is sort of like, cool. I like getting checks.
Gotta love that. Yeah, I actually used to know somebody that every single time they went to the food store, they paid with a check. For no reason. Just because they didn't want to pull out cash. They didn't want to swipe a credit card or a debit card. They just
I'm
they
fine
pay
with
a
that,
check.
but
That's
right.
what they did all the time.
Pay with the check, but then move out of the line and write in what you paid in your little register there.
If you're paying all the time with the check, you know who to make it out to. Have it pre-made.
Yeah.
You write in the total, and it's signed already. Write the total in, rip it off. Here you go. Bye.
Yeah, have
it's
everything
faster than swiping the debit card at that point.
Mr.
Yeah.
Wawa.
Have everything except the amount written in already.
That's right.
Exactly.
Anyway, so this woman did none of those things.
So what were you getting?
Oh, I was getting cheese.
You were getting cheese.
He was meeting his drug dealer in the alley.
My wife is making some. It's funny. That's what a friend of mine, his brother, used to call marijuana. He used to call it the cheese.
The cheese.
So
yeah.
my wife's making some hot Mexican dip.
Hot
and needed
Mexican
some
dip.
Shredded Mexican blend cheese. So.
I knew her.
Yeah.
Hot Mexican dip. Yeah.
Hopefully the dip will be as hot as she was. Anyway,
the dip is definitely right.
Right.
Yeah. All right, we're down to 28 minutes.
There you go. All right. So, all right. So, where are we gonna?
Is there something going on today? What's
there's this game I think later on. They call it the
Well, you mean the big baseball agreement.
Mega Bowl or
Puppy Bowl? The Puppy Bowl's going on
Salad
today?
Bowl?
The Puppy Bowl?
Puppy Bowl.
Oh,
yes,
by the way,
yes.
Finally, I'm not a big fan of all the new events at the Olympics and stuff. You know, like golf and whatever. It's like that. No, but there's a new one that I'm pretty high on. I was watching it last night.
Puppy Luge?
Monobob.
Puppy Luge.
Puppy Luge. Yes. That's where the puppy is the brakeman. He never steps on the brakes. He's like faster. It's Monobob.
Monobob?
One-person bobsled.
Monobob.
Brand new at this.
I knew
year's
him too.
Olympics.
Yeah.
It's
Gotta go to the
pretty.
special bars to see Monobob.
It's
Monobob making an appearance at midnight.
Monobob, just don't share a drink with him.
He's going to take his teeth out and everything.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Single person bobsled.
That's great.
Yeah, it's
kind of like Puppy Luge.
I like Puppy Luge. Luge. That's good. Anyway, so Super Bowl's later today. I think the pregame has been on for about 6 hours already.
Yeah.
Really?
No 6 days already.
Is Night Ranger playing right now?
Night Ranger's doing the opening. Yes,
that's right. 40-minute version of Sister Christian.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, who's it like? Do they have an opener who plays before the actual game and then a closer who plays after the game?
I'm not sure.
Just the halftime show. I think it's just a halftime show.
It's just well, last year they had an opener, right? I forget who it was, but
it was the Giants.
It was the Giants. The Giants opened up for.
They wanted to see what it felt like, so
they haven't remembered, but I mean, it's only been 10 years, so. I mean, it feels a lot longer, but it's only been 10 years.
Has it only been 10 years?
Yeah. 10 years ago right now, they were winning the
put it this way, the Mets have been in the World Series more recently than the Giants have been in the Super Bowl.
Correct. Very correct. Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
And both have been in a championship more recently than the Yankees.
That's very true as well.
So it's all relative when you're a New York sports fan, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's true. What's the
10
longest?
10 years is a long time.
It is a long time. What's the longest missing from a championship series of a New York sports team? Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
There's a basketball
You mean
team.
any team?
Well,
any
obviously
of the 9
Nets.
New York sports teams.
Obviously the Nets. Are they considered New York officially?
Sure. Yeah, but that's not it. It's the Jets, right? The Jets haven't been in the Super Bowl for 53 years.
Jets just eke out the Knicks, right?
What was the Rangers?
But the Nets have never been in.
I don't mean the longest drought. The Rangers were 42 years.
Oh, you mean just the longest since
the longest
now.
since now. The longest since now.
You're saying that because the Jets have been around longer than the Nets?
No, just that it's been since 1969 that the Jets have been.
When did the Nets enter the NBA?
74, yeah. But I mean, they went to the championship in. I don't mean when they won it, just the championship appearance. Yeah. They went to the championship in 02 and 03 or 03.
I forgot about that team.
Yeah, and the Knicks obviously in 94, 99. The Giants obviously have won. The Yankees, Mets, blah blah blah. So it's the Jets. Yeah, the Knicks haven't won since 73.
Islanders are getting up there now too.
Islanders are getting up there.
Well, you could say the Jets went to a conference championship, made a few appearances there.
Yeah,
but
the Jets
you could say the Jets went to a conference.
The Jets went to 3 conference championships in 11 years.
They went to 3 TED Talks last year.
It was a conference on how to lose with grace.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but
all right.
On that
sad state of New York sports.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're here to talk about the Super Bowl today. So let's do a little bit of that.
Let me ask you guys this: did anybody learn anything more about the teams that's going to make you reconsider?
No, and I don't even know who's playing or not because the injury reports are contradicting.
Yeah,
this is true. I have both caps right here, back here on the bar, back here.
Yeah, there you go.
I have both teams.
Somebody was playing for the Rams, I think, and somebody was not playing for Cincinnati. That's what I heard.
Right, Mark Bavaro is starting at tight end for the Rams today.
Mm-hmm.
And
Gronk likes Joe Burrow. Did you see that?
Gronk does like Joe Burrow.
Yeah,
I can picture Gronk halfway through the season next year joining the Bengals.
Can you imagine Gronk like he was done? Right? He's like, I've had it. Like I can't do it anymore. I'm broken down. Right? My arm has been broken in 6 times or whatever it was. He could come back and he's not that old, right?
No, he's 30.
No.
35.
Tight ends age pretty quickly, especially when you're 6'8".
Right.
He's 10 years younger than Tom Brady.
But he's probably missed how much time altogether.
True.
Right? I mean, season and a half maybe or something.
That's the thing about
Gronk. He
Gronk.
could come back and play for 2 or 3 more years.
I mean, you can make an argument he's the best tight end of all time. And had he been healthy, I mean, I personally think that he was a fingertip away from winning that Super Bowl, the first one against the Giants. I mean, that Hail Mary at the end, he almost caught the damn thing. Or was that the second one?
That was the second one.
That was the second one.
Mm-hmm.
And he was hurt in the first one, right? He didn't play in the first.
He wasn't on the team. He was still in college.
That's right. That's right. He was hurt.
College.
Yeah, he's been hurt on a
maybe even high school. I'm not sure.
Critical games.
You want to talk about a fantasy camp?
Yeah.
Hang out with Gronk for 1 year for a week.
Well, I mean,
college experience. That's
college.
It's perfect.
Here's $4,000. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
He's like Shaq back when it's like, all right, sure, come on in now. It's the playoffs. It's like Shaq on the Celtics. He wasn't the Shaq of Orlando, but he was still Shaq.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, sure, yeah. I imagine lining up against the Bengals where you have Jamar Chase, and then all of a sudden at tight end you have Gronk. It's like that's pretty nice.
It is. Yeah, that's definitely.
All right, so we haven't learned anything new, right?
Nothing new.
Okay.
I mean, they're it's going to be game time kind of shit. That's what they're doing today. So, but give them their minute in the hour. So if they're not going to play, at least there's the expectation that there's possible.
Well, what's his name from Cincinnati said there's no way he's not playing. Those were his words,
right?
Paraphrasing, but yeah.
So, well, we'll see what happens when it gets closer to game time. But on that note, we have a few things to talk about. We want to bring up some prop bets. Prop bets. We want to.
What kind of props does Pete have? Does he have a puppet?
He's got a puppet. It's that the puppet's seen a lot.
I bet.
So it's a
extra on OnlyFans.
It's a recurring character on OnlyFans. Yes, absolutely. So, but
Mono Bob, what's the puppet's name?
It's Mono Bob, right?
The puppet's name is Slider.
Slider. Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. Someone call him a grease monkey. Slider. Welcome to the Pete and Slider Show. I should just produce
good buddy Slider.
That's the one that did the best in the focus groups.
I just want to produce Pete's OnlyFans page. It's way more interesting than this.
Well, you only say that because you have never seen it.
Well, I wouldn't watch it. I would
just produce it and go and turn the other way. So anyway, all right. Let's talk about some of the prop bets.
All right,
Pete, you got a couple, right? So let's hear.
Yeah. All right. Well, so these are, I think, a half a dozen here. Well, I figured we could do a yes or no on these,
all right.
Or whatever, and just use it as I don't know what did we decide we're doing as our tiebreaker?
I don't know. That's a good question. What are we doing as a tiebreaker? Because
I
mean, either I'm winning or one of us is tied, or all three of us are tied.
Yeah, we could
closest to the final score.
Total points.
Closest
to the total points.
Total
final score is a good one.
Total wins of all the prop bets.
Okay.
Most wins.
Yeah, we could do that too.
Most wins of all the.
Do you work for Major League Baseball? You're gonna turn this into garbage? Yeah.
No, we could do points.
Do I get one prop bet on second base?
Yes, to get one to start. Yeah. By the way,
I got another idea.
Enough with the. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say.
No, before I get rolling on my rant.
Just see if see how it flushes out, and who wins, ties, whatever.
That's
if we need a tie, that's what Slider says. If we need a tiebreaker, we decide this coming Wednesday on Wednesday's show. We decide we go through the notes as to when the Major League Baseball season is going to start, and whoever's closest to that.
Oh, we could use that as a football.
Use that as the football tiebreaker. Kicking off baseball.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 8 prop bets here. That should yield a result.
Let's do that. Let's do the prop bets.
Let's do the
prop bets. So I'm going to write these down. So we got
the pre-production meeting was not as fruitful as
no.
All right, so the first one is total points.
Right.
In the
total points.
Who wants to go first on that one? I don't know how the coin is obviously out.
The coin's out.
So we can flip for yes or no or stuff, but
we could do that. So okay, total points. Go ahead. How are you first?
What was the score of the Kansas City Bengals game? Was it 20?
The Kansas City Bengals game?
Yeah. What was that final score? Do you have that in front of you?
I will check it out right here.
Let's see.
It was. I got it right now.
There you go.
It was 27-24.
27-24. So it's 50.
It's 51.
It's 52. Oh, no.
27-24 is 51.
That's what I said.
Right.
Now, is there any caveats with this? Is it just whoever gets closest or
closest?
Closest.
Yeah.
So
It's not Price is Right.
Not over. Okay, yeah.
Doesn't matter. Over, under, whoever's closest.
I don't need to buy Val. Okay.
Right.
I'm gonna go.
What do you think?
54.
54.
All right.
Which is an odd number, I know.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Pete?
Trying to stay in the middle of two scores.
I got you.
Everyone's predicting a shootout here, which is probably what's going to happen. So I'll say 42.
I'm right in the middle of the two of you. Literally, 48 is where I'm at. That was where I'm at.
48. There we go.
I thought you guys would both go over me.
All right. Next up, coin toss.
All right.
Will it be heads or tails?
It will be heads. That's mine.
Johnny says heads. Harry?
Oh, we're actually talking about the coin toss, not the coin.
No. Although the coin gets in on
I was
this.
trying to figure out what you guys.
The coin says
it'll be heads.
it'll be heads.
Heads. All right. I'm going to say tails. And Mr. Washington says tails. Damn it. That means we both lose. I'm out of it already.
Look at the damn coin. How many weeks did the coin take the Jets?
Almost as many as I did.
Way more.
Way more.
Way more.
All right. Next one is who wins the coin toss?
You go first this time.
Oh, all right. I will take L.A.
Does the home team? Well, no, they're playing in LA, but the Bengals are the home team. Who gets to call the coin toss?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. Who is the home team?
I'm going to go with whoever calls
look that
it
up.
wins it. I think it's
Let's see if I can just put
Cincinnati.
in who calls the coin toss. Here we go.
I think I got it right here. Hold on. The Bengals are home.
Yeah. So they call the coin toss, or does the visitor call the coin?
The visitor
The
calls.
Rams
So
get to make the call on the coin toss this year.
Yep.
All
Last
right,
year,
so
just
the Rams are going to win the coin toss.
okay. That's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
John?
Bengals are going to win.
All right. So you said the Bengals are the home team?
Mm-hmm.
Heads is home, and it's tails for the coin. So the coin is with me and Harry.
Coin's hot for the Rams, but
There you go.
usually when the coin picks the Rams, bad things happen.
There you go.
All right. Who scores first?
Rams.
Well, you got both answers right there.
Okay.
Bengals start slow. They make you nervous.
All right. So we'll just do heads is Cincinnati and tails is the Rams, right?
All right.
For the coin.
Yeah.
There you go.
That way. Now it's consistent. Tails.
Rams.
Rams.
Coin is
what was
hot on the
yours?
Rams.
Coin really likes the Rams. All right.
What was
You,
yours?
you didn't pick on that
Oh,
one.
I picked LA.
Okay.
Because I picked them to win the toss, and I think they're
Mhm.
going to take the ball. Who scores last?
The
Rams.
Bengals.
Whoops.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati for Harry. I'm going to take Cincinnati as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the coin says tails. Rams. Is the right coin? It's the two-tailed one. All right. First play of the game will be a run or a pass. I'll say pass.
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 All right. So heads pass, tails run.
Yep.
We need
Tails.
to get you a coin app.
It's tails.
It's tails.
You really should wear a referee shirt every time.
It
you
should
do
be
that.
I
actually.
need
You should
a
be wearing-
bib, is what I need. I need one of those things.
The ref NFL hats. We got.
No, I need one of those things that little kids wear.
Yeah.
Got like the thing, and then you
Like
do
a high,
the-
like
Right,
a high chair tray.
Exactly.
No, like it's a thing. It goes around your
I
neck,
know.
and it extends out a few inches.
Right. So you can have some peas and corn later.
Yes, that way I don't waste it.
What did the coin say that who was going to score last?
Coin says LA is going to score last,
All right. So
and they're picking a run for the first play.
run for the first play. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not going to remember any of these. So.
That's why we're writing them down.
Text them to me.
Couple more here. Will there be a scoring drive that takes less time than it does to sing the national anthem?
Well, the national anthem in the Super Bowl is usually about a 30-minute event.
Depends on who's singing it. Yeah. Yeah. If Motorhead was doing it, I would say no way.
That's an interesting question.
Please.
I always wanted to see the Ramones do the national anthem.
That'd probably be like
good.
If it's one of these country bumpkins, then that could take that could be 3 drives.
So is that a yes?
I don't. How long is the average national anthem?
3 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it really doesn't take that long.
Yeah. 2 minutes.
I mean, because they only sing like one verse, right?
Yes, there will.
There's like 5 other verses to the song.
At some point in the game, probably towards the end, there will be a drive that takes less than 3 minutes. I'm going to caveat that by saying it'll be less than 3 minutes. I think we have to put a time on it, right?
Nope.
No. Just whatever the national anthem
whatever
winds
the
up
anthem
being.
Who is going to be the official calculator of the length of the national anthem?
We can only
first note
from the please rise for the singing national anthem. And you hear the first note, boom, starts.
From the click off when the metronome starts
from the clecko.
Yeah. From the clecko.
Listen, this is an official Vegas prop bet. So
I'm going to
be keeping track.
I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to say yes too. I am. Harry's right though. Towards the end of the game, yeah, absolutely. Because it could take 2.5, 3 minutes.
Yeah,
I
mean these are teams that score in 13 seconds.
These are teams that score in 13 seconds. So yeah,
I'm going to say
yes. So
I'm going to say no.
All right.
Yes, no. And what's the coin? So heads yes, tails no.
Heads yes, tails no.
There you go.
Heads
On
the island.
You're on an island.
All right, and this is the last one I had. Is will Snoop Dogg smoke on stage?
All right. So I just want to.
And I don't mean will he put on a smoking good performance.
I'm not going to change my pick, but John gave me false information. The average duration of the national anthem is between 150 and 155, so it's under 2 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I still say yes.
Yeah. Just
okay.
Let it.
I say no.
Alicia Keys was the longest, 2 minutes and 35 seconds.
Really?
Or one of the longest.
Well, yeah. Well, if you remember Bleeding Gums Murphy.
Yeah. Well, he had to take.
He had to take his 22 minutes or something.
He had to take his teeth. He had to find his teeth, and then his guitar string broke. And
you know what I'm talking about? The Simpsons.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite.
That is good.
The whole audience is asleep, and she's like the whole thing, all 28 minutes. She's wide-eyed and loving every second of it. All right. So will Snoop light up on? Will he spark it up on stage? I say
marijuana or.
Well, yeah, he doesn't smoke cigarettes.
I say no.
I'm going to say yes.
He wants to keep his contract.
I'm going to say yes as well. I am.
All right.
Will Martha Stewart perform with them though?
Will Martha Stewart spark up on stage?
She's going to light him. She's going to light him for everybody.
Coin says yes.
She's going to bring out a bedazzled.
Harry's on an island.
Harry's on an island with that one.
All right.
Yeah. I just think there's so much hype around it. I think he's going to say, fuck that. I'm not going to do it.
Nah, he'll do it.
He's going to drink herbal tea.
I don't know. This is a big, that's, a lot of the,
sure.
There were a bunch of prop bets about, will they make a political statement and blah, blah, blah.
Snoop
it's a big stage
political.
for the
Dr. J, maybe. Snoop doesn't want to upset anybody. Snoop has become like, Dave Grohl of hip hop.
He's got corporate money and stuff, and
he's going to take over Ellen's show.
But if he sparks up right before he goes on, he might just be like, fuck it.
Yeah. Well, maybe he'll walk out, right, and exhale.
Maybe.
Does that count?
No, I think he's got to.
He's got to actually.
He's got to actually. It could be already lit, but he's got to.
He's got to inhale
in and out. You're not smoking if you're only doing it half.
In and out.
He's going to shotgun.
Another
Mitch
line
McConnell.
from your OnlyFans page.
Yeah, there we go.
Right.
He's going to shotgun Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, that's my old. OnlyFans page logo. It's got to be in and out.
It's got to be in.
Is it in with Radio Pete and Slider?
Slider. And his good pal Slider.
Is it in? Question mark.
Is it in?
Who cares?
We've got 6 opens already here. So.
All right.
Let's
So
just
that
leave the
just
pen
leaves
open.
that leaves the game.
Yeah.
Here's about that.
What game? Oh, Super Bowl. Yeah, forgot about that. There's too much else going on. What do you think? All right, overall, what do you think the commercials are going to be? Are they going to be good commercials this year, or like kind of leave you saying another shitty year for commercials kind of thing?
I don't know. Everybody's so politically correct now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think back to what would have really been offensive in commercials in the past.
Right.
But you can't even really go by common sense because there's an oversensitivity now. So even something that was really pretty innocent or innocent by my standards might worry the guys with the deep pockets. And so you might have a lot of kind of, I don't know, it might be a different kind of humor. Nothing risque about it.
I think the NRA is going to have an ad with Ted Nugent and Joe Rogan French kissing.
All right, what's the over-under on that?
They need it. They need some. Now, I don't know if that'd be good publicity, but the NRA's hurting these days.
Yeah.
They got a lot of trouble for misappropriation of funds and stuff like that. And
school shootings are not down though. So
no.
So anyway, whatchamacallit? So we're So what do
I
we
don't think they'll be quite as good.
You don't think they're going to be overall? All right, let's give it 3 levels. Are they going to be really good, average, or really bad? Closer to bad.
I'd say that'd be slightly above.
There'll be one that's good that'll rise above.
Well, I mean, I've liked. Obviously, they've been playing the one with Peyton, Eli.
Yeah, enough of Peyton and Eli.
Jerome Bettis.
Are they going to be part
Terry
of this
Bradshaw
thing?
and Victor Cruz?
Are they going to be chit chatting on their little YouTube channel again?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Probably.
They re-signed them. ESPN re-signed them through the 2024 season.
This is
through the 2024 season. So another 4 year of that Monday Night Football, Eli and Peyton.
We always say we're progressing, but that just proves that like there's no two more vanilla ex-athletes. I mean, they even dress like a cliche. It's just I don't know. It's better than Booger McFarland, I guess.
You know what? It really is. It really is. We should. You know what we should do?
In Booger's defense, he was on the other day and he made some really, really good points about the Super Bowl.
He's actually pretty good when he's not
talking.
I just feel like
during a sports
when he's not on a live broadcast, he's actually really good. He's very succinct. He's very, very smart.
Yeah. It's just he gets, Yeah.
It's just you would be too if they stuck you in some sort of seat at the top of the stadium. I mean, what was that? I mean, come on.
He's going back and forth, and
it's just,
and then he stops, and the guy in the front row is throwing peanuts at him because he's in his way.
That's right. Yeah, it's like, we're going to hire you for commentary, but you also have to work the overhead boom. Yeah. You have to work
here's a bag
wide cam. Yeah.
Here's a bag full of stuff you have to give away as promotions in between, quarters or whatever.
Here's the mascot uniform. Poor Booger.
Exactly. All right. Well, we'll see how the commercials go. I got a couple of stats here. I want to bring these up. These are Super Bowl records, if you will. But I'm not bringing them up just to like list Super Bowl records here. I got a question for you guys. All right.
What do you think of these Super Bowl records?
What do you think of these? Now,
I'm going to give you 6 Super Bowl records. You need to pick 4. And then list the other 2 in order that you got rid of.
Of course. Well, yeah, definitely. That's right. All right. So here we go. I just want to start out by saying this. I don't know if this is just if this is something standard that has been done, but I mean this is actually listed in the Super Bowl stat book kind of thing, right?
Official,
yeah.
Stats.
All right. So the highest passer rating ever in a Super Bowl was Phil Simms, in Super Bowl 21, 150.92. Nobody's had a higher passer rating than that, all right? And, of course, it was one game. Now, Phil Simms only played in one Super Bowl because he was hurt in Super Bowl 25.
Sure.
Jeff Hostetler played. Now, the stat is highest passer rating game, 150.92. Then there's highest passer rating career. Now, it doesn't say must have played in multiple games. It says 40 attempts. So, and that would be Joe Montana.
Because Sims didn't have 40 attempts.
Sims had he was 20. Right? He was 22 for 25. Okay, so 25 attempts. Okay. But it says 40 attempts, and his passer rating is 127.83. Now, again, I get it. He played in multiple games. He played in 4 Super Bowls. Sims only played in 1, but highest passer rating career. To have the caveat 40 attempts, is that just something that they added in there so they could avoid having Phil Simms also have that for his career? I'm just curious, if you will.
Well, I guess
who knows?
The point
no one's ever had more than 40 attempts, I don't think, in a game. So what they're basically trying to say. No.
40 attempts, period. That's the career. In other words.
Let me finish. I bet what they did is they took the highest attempts in one game and then put the number as 40 so that it sort of made it so that you played.
They needed more than one game. I got you.
Which they should have just said play more than one game.
So hypothetically speaking, if Matt Stafford or Joe Burrow, one of those guys today has 42 attempts and has a passer rating of 128, he becomes the highest passer rating for a career?
Unless whatever geek runs this website that you're looking at decides to
change
that number.
Which website is this?
Yeah. The big book of Super Bowl stats.
Is it in yet?
The NFL. It's on the NFL.
Pete
it's on the NFL.
Slider.
It's on the NFL site.
Slider stats.
Well, here's the thing. Like, what if one of the quarterbacks today goes like 35 for 39?
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, then they'll
you're
obviously
like at 170, but you don't get in.
No, but look, my point isn't like I'm pissed off that they didn't have Phil Simms have that one. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they should have had it multiple games. That should have been the criteria for career.
This is this week's episode of Digging Stats That Make You Feel Better, Giants fans.
It's not just the refs that are against.
It's statisticians are against the damn Giants.
It's a union.
I see the poop emojis flying.
Local number 200.
The poop emoji is hitting the fan.
They're all against the Giants.
Yeah, I'm a big Giants fan, but I don't want Phil Simms with that record. I mean, he did have a great game.
Well, it was a great game, and he's got and to that note, he has the highest completion percentage in a game as well. It's obviously because it's that game. That's how he got that passer rating. He had 88. That's like it was 88.3 actually. It was 22 for 25 in the Super Bowl.
Now, do they also have
his face mask?
Do they also have career versions
they do.
for those
highest completion percentage for career, and they used the 40 attempts as well instead of multiple games, and that would be Troy Aikman in 3 games. He was 70%. Wow. But again, I think it should be multiple games. I don't think it should be.
Well, is there anyone that has?
Because then Joe Flacco would be leading the list.
That's true.
Is there anyone that has a career record who didn't play in multiple games?
Any of these careers? No, they actually played in multiple games, so they could have said multiple games.
So the purpose was served.
Right. So,
all right. Well, get on that official Super Bowl stats.
There you go. And just to make
book of NFL.
Big book of NFL stats. Super Bowl stats.
I checked it out of my library in the elementary school section.
Unfortunately, it only goes up to Super Bowl 8. So,
because that's as high as those kids can count.
Checked it out in 92.
I checked it out in 78. I just forgot to bring it back. So anyway, all right. And just to make you feel better, Giants fans, obviously, the most completions to start a game was 9, and that was Eli Manning in Super Bowl 46 10 years ago. However, most consecutive completions in one Super Bowl game was 16, and that was Tom Brady in the same game. But
it wasn't 17.
But it wasn't 17. It was not.
What's the most consecutive helmet catches?
Most consecutive helmet catches
Eli.
Is 1.
Yeah,
is 1.
McConkey sort of had a helmet catch in didn't he? He sort of. Seemed like he caught it with his face mask.
It hit off of Bavaro's fingers, and then he just kind of, as he's going to the ground, he just put his arms out and caught it. So
that's right. I thought he caught one with his
and then celebrated for 20 minutes
in his face mask. Yeah.
But and that was that was 36 years ago. No, yeah.
Alrighty,
35 years ago.
Anyway, good days.
Absolutely. All right. Here's a couple of non-occurrences. These are things in the history of the Super Bowl that have not occurred yet. They have not. They have yet to occur. All right. It has never snowed in a Super Bowl.
Well,
Okay.
that's for mostly obvious reasons, because for the majority of them, they're in places where it does not snow.
Right.
Or a dome.
However, I'm pretty sure that has snowed outside the Super Bowl because when they were in a dome in, like, say Minnesota or whatever. But
that'd be great if it just if it was the old Superdome and started snowing inside.
Wasn't it freaky cold in Dallas a couple years ago?
Yes, it was. It has rained. It obviously rained, and was it the Colts and Bears, right? It rained, but whatchamacallit? But snow. Ironically, the Seattle-Denver Super Bowl in MetLife back in 2014.
Right.
It was unseasonably warm during the Super Bowl. The next day, it snowed a foot and a half.
Mm.
You talking Carolina, Denver?
No. The Seahawks, Denver Seahawks Super Bowl 48 or whatever.
Oh, that was before 14. Yeah, that was 2000.
Carolina Denver was 2015. A year later. Yeah.
Denver was in it back to back.
Or 2 years later, actually.
2 years later. That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay. So 13.
Because the year after the Seattle Denver one was Seattle New England, and Seattle should have won, but Pete Carroll forgot how to coach for 30 seconds at the end of the game. So.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda, better.
Thank God we got that straightened out. I don't think I would have.
All right. What other statistical anomalies are
there has never been an all wild card matchup in the Super Bowl. Well, there you go. There's been plenty of wild card teams that have made the Super Bowl. Some that have won it. Giants won it once as a wild card, but there's never been an all wild card Super Bowl. Here's one that I actually found odd. There's never been a punt return for a touchdown in a Super Bowl. There's been kickoff returns, but there's never been a punt return for a touchdown. Interesting.
Oh, yeah. See one today.
Mm-hmm. Yes, for sure. And there's never been a shutout. A team has never been shut out in the Super Bowl. There you go. There's been times where the offense of a team didn't score at all in the Super Bowl.
That was going to be my next question.
And that would be the Giants with the Ravens in Super Bowl 35. The offense, Kerry Collins couldn't get anything into the end zone that day. But we're not going to go back to that sounder.
Speaking of kickoffs returned for touchdowns.
Yeah.
That was a good day for them.
That was a good day for them, yeah, exactly. That was the only score, 7 points. 34-7 Giants lost, and there's the Dominic Hickson, I believe, ran that back. But anyway. 2 teams from the same metropolitan area have never played in a Super Bowl.
It's not going to happen next year. Well, are there 2 LA teams still?
Sure. That's the same. I mean, the Rams and the Chargers playing each other would be the same thing as the Giants and the Jets playing each other. They play in the same metropolitan area and in the same stadium.
Although we don't know if the Chargers could move again in April. We just don't know.
It'll be in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. They'll be close to Green Bay at that point. So
the Santa Rosa Chargers.
There you go. No, they're going to be the Fresno.
They're still the San Diego Chargers.
Fresno Chargers. They go to Fresno.
Why? Yeah. Anyway, they're the San Diego Chargers.
They are. They are. They always will be. So they just built a new facility, though, not too far away. Not obviously stadium, but like practice field and offices and everything else. So they're not going back to San Diego anytime soon. An appearance by every team. There are 4 teams that have not played in the Super Bowl, and you know what they are?
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville's one.
In a Super Bowl?
Have never played in a Super Bowl. There's 4 teams. Jacksonville's one.
Detroit.
Detroit's 2.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of today. So.
Yeah.
In fact, there's a shirt that you can purchase out there. It says the Detroit Rams, and it's the lion with the Rams horns on it.
Nice.
Whatever.
Houston.
Houston's 3rd, and one more.
Rams, Houston.
Yeah. Jaguars, Texans.
Another
Lions.
Texans. Yeah.
Jaguars, Texans, Lions, and one more. Keep searching for it.
Is that are we in their? We're not just talking their current iteration, right? Like in their.
It's another team from. It's another older team that you are surprised. It's another. Is it? Are they in the same division as Detroit?
They're not.
But it's someone in the Steelers division.
Yes. Yes, it is. They've won plenty of NFL championships, but never made it to the Super Bowl.
It's Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
The Browns have never won an NFL championship.
Browns have won many NFL championships.
They've never been to a Super Bowl.
They've
Never
never
won a
been to
Super
a
Bowl.
Super Bowl. Right. They've never been to a Super Bowl. The Cardinals, the Falcons, the Bills, the Panthers, the Bengals, the Chargers, the Vikings, and the Titans, all 8 of those teams have made it to Super Bowls and haven't won. Everybody else has won at least one. Yes, Bills are one of them. Vikings were one. But the Browns, Lions, Texans, and Jags have never even made it to a Super Bowl. And
that's crazy.
And the Jags, if you remember, Jags actually went to, it was either the first and second year they were in the league or the second and third year they were in the league. They went to the AFC championship game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, they never made it to the Super Bowl. And they almost did a few years ago. They were in the championship game against the Pats. It was the year the Eagles went. But, Texans have been around since 2002. They just haven't. And the Lions and the Browns. Yeah, both of those teams, the Lions and the Browns, they've won NFL championships, but they've never won. They've never gotten to the championship game, the Super Bowl, since the Super Bowl era.
Were the Texans the Oilers? Are we counting them as?
The Titans were the Oilers, and we're counting that. Yeah, Oilers never made it to. Oilers never made it to a Super Bowl. The Titans have made it to the Super Bowl, but they lost. Right. So they lost to the Rams. The only time the Rams won, as a matter of fact, was against the Titans.
The first Rams Super Bowl, right? No,
that was the third Rams Super Bowl.
Well,
this is the fifth.
The second with Warner.
This is the fifth Rams Super Bowl.
The first with Warner, they won. The second, they lost to Brady.
They lost to Brady, right? And then they lost 4 years ago with Goff to the Pats, and then they lost to the Steelers back in 1980.
Vince Ferragamo, right?
Mm-hmm. There you go. So they've been to. This is the fifth Super Bowl the Rams are going to.
Yeah,
and they've only won one. That's it. So there you go.
Losers.
Yeah.
Serves them right.
There you go.
Win one for Merlin Olsen.
There you go. And one, only a couple others left. I'll rattle through them really quick. Every team losing. There has been every team that has played in the Super Bowl has lost one, right? The Ravens have never lost. They've only been in 2, but they've won both of them. The Saints have never lost. They've only been in 1, and they won it. The Jets have never lost. They've only been in 1, and they won it. And the Bucks have never lost. They've been in 2, and they won both of them. Every other team that's been to the Super Bowl has lost a Super Bowl.
Yeah, so suck that, Giants fans. You got a higher Super Bowl winning percentage.
Yeah, they got 1,000% right there for the Jets. There you go.
Are the Giants 500?
Giants are 800, actually. They're 4 or 5.
So that would be less.
You'll never get to 1,000, though.
They've lost. Giants have lost. Oh, they're 4 of 5.
4 of 5.
Yeah.
Yes, they've won.
I thought the Giants lost too. The only one they ever lost was with Kerry Collins.
Kerry Collins to the Ravens. Yeah.
God, I wiped that whole team from my memory. I don't know why.
It's kind of easy to do.
I felt like they didn't belong to be there, so I didn't even watch that game. Like, you knew they were going to get destroyed.
I didn't though, because they beat Minnesota the week before 41-0.
But it's
they
Minnesota.
Kicked the shit out of Minnesota.
Yeah, that was brutal.
But
that was funny.
And couldn't get into the end zone.
I was doing
a week later,
doing a sports show up in Westchester with a friend of mine, and we were talking about and believe me, if you think I don't do my homework now, I was way worse then.
At least you were doing a sports show on the radio, you know.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, that was actually on the air. Not anymore.
All right, Skip.
Alex from Greenberg or Greenvale or Greenwood, maybe.
Green something.
Used to call him. So we were talking about that game, and I was like, a couple of touchdowns, a few field goals, a safety return, blah blah blah, and there was a kid, one of the interns was on the show, and he's like, so he added it up, and he's like, so you're saying a 40-point day for the New York Football Giants? And I went, that's right.
That's right.
And it turned out to be pretty close to the truth.
There you go.
Off by 1. So
41-0 the Minnesota Vikings lost.
And it bought me like a week's worth of respect, but then I made my Super Bowl pick, and it was all over. So.
Oh, please. I don't even want to think about that one. But anyway, the Giants are 4 or 5, so they have an 800 winning percentage. And then
not too shabby.
No teams have three-peated.
Now the Steelers have lost one, huh?
Steelers have lost Super Bowl. Steelers lost two Super Bowls.
Right.
Yeah. Once to Dallas and one to Green Bay.
That's right. They did lose early on to Dallas.
In '96 they lost to Dallas.
Right. Well, that's
They won. They won
Pre-Roethlisberger, right?
Right. They won 4 in the 70s. It was pre-Roethlisberger. Yeah. Was it? Who the hell was it? Who was the quarterback?
Bubby Brister.
No, Neil
O'Donnell.
Neil O'Donnell.
The former Jet.
There you go. Yeah.
Actually, I think Bubby Brister was a former Jet. Too.
Bubby Brister was a former Jet.
A couple weeks, I think.
Everybody's a former Jet.
Yeah, I know.
Jets for 10 years there signed every 40-year-old Pro Bowler from the decade prior.
Here's why.
Right.
Well, no, not why, but they had Mark Brunell for a few years.
Right.
Which
the
was
Bubby Brister of old.
No, which was the right.
The original Bubby Brister.
It was the right call because he wasn't starting.
Right.
And they needed a veteran to come in and kind
wasn't Brunell like a third pick overall in the draft?
He picked up, yeah. He was high pick,
Pretty damn good quarterback. Right. But since then, but they didn't get it. You don't want to bring these guys into play. You bring them in to mentor the younger guys.
Right.
And so then they were like, oh, there's another guy who no one else wants. So let's get him.
In fact, the Jets just offered Ronnie Lott a contract again as we were speaking.
And he signed.
I would.
Exactly. But no teams have three-peated. 2 teams came close. The Patriots and the Cowboys have both won 3 in 4 years, but they never three-peated. And the team that thought they were going to three-peat lost to the Giants in 90. So.
How many? Well, and the Steelers won 4. What did they win? 4 in 6 years?
They won 4 in 6 years. They won 2, were out of it 2 years. They won 2, and then Oakland won the next year. Dallas won the year after that. Oakland beat Minnesota. Dallas beat Denver, and then the Steelers won another 2.
Yeah.
So
not really that impressive if you think about it.
Yeah.
No, that era, man, the Steelers were beating some good teams. That's why I rate those Steelers teams so high, because they were beating and playing those Cowboys teams, which were
good. The 4 they won, I think they beat the Cowboys twice, the Vikings once, and the Rams once.
Yeah. They were all good teams, too. Yeah. The Raiders teams and the Denver teams are good, too. I mean, the Denver made it to what? How many straight Super Bowls there? 2?
In the 80s, they made it. They went three Super Bowls in 4 years. Yeah. They lost to the Giants, lost to Washington, and then 2 years later, after Washington, they lost to Frisco. Yeah. But there you go. And then, the only other one, a head coach leading two different teams to Super Bowl victories. There's never been, 5 Super Bowl winning coaches have coached another team but lost. So Don Shula lost with the Colts, won with the Dolphins. Bill Parcells won with the Giants, lost with the Patriots. Mike Holmgren won with the Packers, lost with the Seahawks. Dick Vermeil lost with the Eagles, won with the Rams. And
that's right. You forget about Dick Vermeil being.
Yeah, and then he just went to the Hall of Fame too. He just got put in.
Those Eagles teams are good.
And Andy Reid too. Speaking of Eagles teams, he lost the Super Bowl to the Super Bowl to the Patriots and then
beat them.
And then beat the the Eagles beat the Patriots.
Right.
But Andy Reid was in Kansas City at the time, and a year later he won, beat the 49ers. So yeah, five coaches have gone to Super Bowls with multiple teams, but they have lost with the other team. Nobody's ever won as a head coach Super Bowls with 2 different teams. Yeah.
That's why you don't sign Doug Peterson.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right.
Or Sean Payton.
Right. They won already. They're not going to win another one.
It's like Jimmy Johnson called it quits. He's like,
law of averages. Exactly. So, there you go.
Bill Cowher, you won a Super Bowl? Get the hell out of here. I don't want to see any of this shit on your resume.
I want somebody that's never won one, damn it. Yeah. Let's get that guy in here, right?
Don't you read the big book of NFL stats?
Big book of NFL stats. Absolutely.
Is Cowher the guy to do something that no one else has ever done? I don't think so.
I don't think so. No, exactly. So what you want is a head coach that's been to a Super Bowl and lost. That's what you want. Because then that means if he gets you back to the Super Bowl, he's going to win it, right? Because he's
sure. Well, that doesn't bode well for anybody today.
Pretty much, not so much. Yeah. All right. So I got something interesting for you here. The average cost of a ticket to the past 5 Super Bowls is $6,214. $6,200.
Is that to actually go in the stadium or just walk up to the doors?
I think that's parking, actually.
Okay.
So, the lowest price for a Super Bowl 56 ticket on the resale market 3 days after the conference championship game is $5,397. So a little bit, almost $1,000 less. However, you and I were talking the other day. Antonio Brown bought tickets to go to today's game. Harry, you had hung up already when we were talking about this. I don't know if you heard it.
Antonio Brown breaking it down after you.
We were breaking it down. So Antonio Brown bought tickets.
The last podcast?
No, yeah, we were done. So anyway, it was quick. But Antonio Brown bought tickets. All right, he bought an owner suite for 18 people, and he bought 6 front row VIP seats.
Do you have to have a shirt on?
You don't. No, it's fine. It's hot out there today. It's unseasonably warm. It's like 90 degrees out there today. So topless is encouraged, actually.
And this was fairly recently, right?
Last week. Last week he bought them. Okay. He bought them last week. So he bought an owner suite for 18 people, and he bought front row, lower VIP, front row tickets, 6 of them. All right. So
the reason I asked when it was is because I find it hard to believe those would even be available.
If you're Antonio Brown.
If you're Antonio Brown, you got, I guess, connections that Joe Schmo does not. So,
but
this just proves how underpaid these guys are.
I would think the front row seats would be sold out.
You would think.
Quickly.
Well, maybe he bought them from people that had.
Somebody probably sold it.
Oh yeah, okay. I didn't
exactly. He didn't. Yeah, he didn't buy these from the box office by any means.
He got them from Jeff Bezos.
The resale.
He walks up to the stadium.
Bezos has a
window.
Bezos has a big jar of little little side things that he says, side hustles. So it just says next trip to Mars.
Right.
Exactly. Like, hi, I'm Antonio Brown.
There's no change in there. There's just the $1,000 bills. But yeah.
Now, did they kick one of the owners of the team out of his suite for Antonio Brown?
I think so. Actually, I think the caveat was it's actually for 20 people. So the owner of the box and his wife can be there, but the other 18 people are Antonio Brown and his crew.
Sorry, Bob, but Antonio Brown bought your box.
Well, foreshadowing. Which owner is he? Which owner's box is he in?
I don't know.
Maybe the Rams. Question. Maybe we're looking at the next wide receiver for the Rams.
Yeah, they have too many wide receivers. But anyway, so my question to you now, since I already told Pete, my question to you, Harry, is how much do you think he paid for these seats?
All together?
How much did he pay for the owner's box for 18 people, and how much did he pay?
18 times 20. So he paid.
Do that one first.
He paid $100,000. No, he paid $200,000 for the owner's box.
He paid $200,000 for the owner's box. Okay. Yeah. And then how much do you think he paid per seat for the lower VIP seats?
$3,000.
$3,000 per seat. Yeah. Okay. Pete, I already told you. He paid $32,500 per seat for the lower VIP seats. So he paid $195,000 for those.
I was close on that for the other one.
For those 6 seats.
Yeah.
The 18 people owner suite that he bought, $2 million.
Wow.
He dropped.
I'm never going to win on eBay.
He dropped almost $2.2 million for 24 people to go to the game today.
Well, hopefully he has a good time.
He hasn't made that much in the last 2 years.
No, he probably has.
No, he hasn't.
Yeah.
He's made that much.
What I mean is he's made it in his investments, I'm sure.
Investments, maybe, depending on what he invests. I thought you were going to say endorsements, and I was like, I don't think he endorses anything.
His lawyers have certainly made that much.
This is true.
They're going to go to the game, but there will be no snacks.
No snacks. No.
You got
to pack a lunch. That's the only thing you get. Pack a lunch.
Be like a beer
That'd
bowl.
Leak in a flask.
It'd be a Matt's beer bowl over in the
fridge. Little brown bag with a PB&J sandwich in there.
Exactly.
And some loose Fritos.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe some homemade chocolate. Everybody brings
his mom's making Campbell's soup for everybody.
Right.
Some home baked chocolate chip cookies there.
Gotta love it. All right. So well, that's all the interesting things I have today. What has everybody eaten today?
I have no idea. I got so much.
A hot Mexican dip, apparently.
I'm supposed to be recording music right now. But,
yeah. You're supposed to be recording music right now on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, on Super Bowl
Not too shabby. Not too shabby. What are you recording?
Today, bass.
Well, what are you recording though? Like what song?
A new album.
Any foreshadowing of the? You want to roll it out like a name?
Well, since this is a sports podcast, we have a new song which is called Oglethorpe.
Oglethorpe. There you go. Very nice.
Which is about a fictitious hockey player based on a real hockey player.
Based on a real hockey player.
Who, by the way, I happen to know was born without kneecaps.
Yes.
Everybody that comes near him no longer has kneecaps.
This is true. So babies are born without kneecaps. Anybody that comes near Oglethorpe loses their kneecaps.
Ogie was born without kneecaps.
Yes. Yeah.
He is indeed. So hot Mexican dip. You any partying, or are you just recording and watching in the studio kind of thing?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I'm gonna hopefully go over there and get a couple hours in before the game actually starts, and then come home and watch the second half, maybe.
There you go. That'll work.
I'm going to record some weather reports
and make some mac and cheese.
Weather reports stations in the Ohio area. So.
There you go.
You're going to record some weather report covers.
I wish I could put some weather report in some music bed.
That'd be great. The weather. That's a good niche. The weather report.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone would get it.
Jocko on bass while he gives the.
That's right.
I tell you, it's sometimes I'm glad I'm not in radio with some of the weather beds that some of these stations use, and just the idiocy that they still operate.
Yeah. That's crazy now, yeah.
Do you just record a whole bunch of options, and then they just pick whatever happens with the weather?
Really.
All right, Pete, that was
good. It'll be 31 degrees today.
Give us
It'll be
sunny
32 degrees today. It'll be 33 degrees
sunny and
today.
45. We need a tornado, and then we need
you just record words and they piece it together. Tornado.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Heavy winds. Rain. Bright sunshine.
We got a couple of I got a couple of Wyoming stations. I just add and breezy.
Oh God, it's
every
that's
and breezy.
Look, that's
sunny and breezy.
There's no joking. In Cheyenne, the Cheyenne area, it's really windy.
Well,
there's no such thing as breezy. It's like hold on to your animals.
That's what I find so funny. This is the National Weather Service report, and it's like sunny and breezy with gusty winds up to 65 miles an hour. I'm like, that's not breezy.
That's far from breezy.
Sunny and breezy with small children flying past you.
Yeah, northwest winds 20 to 25 with gusts up to 45.
Yeah.
There'll be a strong breeze of up to 100 miles an hour.
There'll be patio furniture flying from the sky.
So I got that to do, and then here's it. So we're going over. Normally we go over to my sister-in-law's house.
Right.
Her husband is a chef, and he makes chili and whatever good. He's a great cook. Mm-hmm. This year we got invited to the other sister-in-law's house. The food will be very good there too, as well. But we had already committed to going to a friend's house. So. Which would be nice. They have he has a beer tap in his house.
Very nice.
So we'll have a couple of beers on tap, and I'm sure the food will be good. But they all kind of go to sleep early.
Is that right? So like after halftime, they'll go to sleep?
Yeah, halftime we're leaving. Everyone's leaving at halftime.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
for real.
Yeah, because it's
now at halftime or after halftime, like when the third quarter starts, you leave, or when
good prop bet. What time will they fall asleep before the game is over?
Well, that's it. Like they go to sleep at like 8:00 at night on a regular night.
Regular night.
So, but we had already made the commitment to them because my wife's family, like the invite goes out no more than 20 hours before the event. Literally. This is for everything.
So they wait till the last minute. All right, we can do this. That's
and
fine.
We didn't know, where we were going to go, if anybody was actually going to have it or whatever. Right. So we got invited over to our friend's house. We were like, yeah, sure, we'll go. And they're like, but, and then the house we're going to, we're friends with them. And there's another couple that we're pretty good friends with. And some other people maybe will be there. We kind of know, and our other friends were like, oh yeah, we're leaving at halftime because they go to sleep early and we go to sleep early. So I was like, okay. But that'll be fine. I have a couple of pints.
That's all.
Snack on some wings or whatever, and then come home, watch the second half.
There you go.
I got to work tomorrow anyway, so
we got a
either a tugboat coming through your front door, or there's a tuba or something.
It's a trombone.
It's a trombone. I like the tugboat thing.
That's what I love with a weatherbed.
Yeah.
The trombone guy.
Now on Tuesday.
Expect fog.
Yeah. Oh, what did the other day I came across a new one on the weather report. What was it? Freezing
drizzle?
Freezing mist.
Freezing mist. So the mist. So now mist, don't get me wrong, tell me if I'm wrong, but mist is like, I mean, it's rain, but it's like lighter than drizzle, but it's
a cloud
everywhere.
basically.
It's like a cloud, right? So
Yeah, fog is basically a cloud.
right. So if it freezes, it's this one big, huge ice. Piece of ice. That's it's
Maybe it was freezing fog.
I like it.
Might have been freezing fog.
Freezing fog.
Because they had an explanation in the weather report. They're like, "Oh, fog is really just a cloud that's down low," and this is so. I guess it'll hit anything that's relatively even a little bit colder and instantly just ice up.
Right.
So it just kind of rolls through and coats everything with ice.
So it's moisture in the air, but when it hits something, it just leaves the ice.
But yes, the idea of a huge block of ice rolling down the street
it's just
with
all
like
frozen.
the tendrils of a cloud coming out from underneath it. That's a great image.
That's a great image. That's great. Oh, I gotta love that. All right. We're going to a party around the corner. Our neighbor's house, so not too far to go. So nice some beer.
Party around the corner.
I made my chili.
Nice.
So
All right. Listen, I wanted to ask you about that.
Sure. Go for it.
So the one sister-in-law's husband is the chef. He makes chili. He makes really great chili.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if this is a Chinese thing because my wife's family is Chinese, but they put like tons of shit into and on top of the chili. Like, first of all, they have rice. They put rice underneath it.
So put better rice down and then the chili on top.
Yeah, which to me, you don't put rice and chili. But okay.
I like that.
Yeah, some people, it's more common
Now,
than...
what about, not to change the subject really quick, but what about spaghetti underneath chili?
How about a hot dog underneath it?
Well, I did make Cincinnati chili one year. And
Cincinnati chili, that's my
point. We
point.
did eat it with noodles, yes.
I asked everybody, I said, do you want me to bring some spaghetti? And they're like, spaghetti? I'm like, Cincinnati is in the Super Bowl, so... But anyway, continue.
No, they didn't like it that much. But then they have so you have like chopped onions. They have
raw chopped onions on top?
Yeah, raw chopped onions.
People do that.
A lot of people do that.
My father does that. My father likes raw chopped onions on top of his chili.
Red or white?
White. Chopped jalapenos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with because the chili itself is not that spicy because some of them don't like spice.
Sure.
They got the shredded cheese.
Yep.
Like usually cheddar cheese or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Sour cream, of course. Avocado.
No, you're getting too far now.
A couple of corn, niblets. And they put a little of everything. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You can't even taste the chili
making a salad
anymore.
on top of the chili.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I think maybe it's just their family. Like one time my sister-in-law, she made spaghetti sauce and she put so much stuff in it that it was it was just too much.
It's too much.
So I wanted to ask you guys, what do you put anything on your chili? Because I like a little cheese, and mine is spicy to begin with, but we have 100 hot sauces, but a few jalapenos or whatever, and a little bit of sour cream. You sort of put a dollop in the corner, right? But not avocado and stuff. Forget it.
Yeah, avocados can be okay.
Depends on what you're doing with it.
Depends on what the chili is.
Depends on the chili too. Like I could see I make a green chili.
I just like chili. I don't need. It's so much shit in chili. I don't need anything else on it.
Well, that's kind of right. That's kind of my point.
I make a green chili, and I could see putting some avocado or eating some avocado with that because it actually kind of lends to it. But on a red chili,
you're talking more of like a bean-based hearty.
Yeah, bean-based.
Yeah, it's not a Texas chili.
It's not a sauce that goes on top. Yeah, I get you.
And ironic, you're talking about Cincinnati chili. There's actually no beans in Cincinnati chili. It's basically just meat sauce in the chili itself. It's just a meat sauce, and two of the ingredients in the chili, standard for Cincinnati chili, are actually cinnamon
and Bengal tiger.
And Bengal tiger. No.
And
cinnamon and chocolate. Yeah, cinnamon and chocolate. Like so you got a bed of spaghetti. Then you got basically a meat sauce chili with cinnamon and chocolate in it, and then you have
dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate, yeah.
Not milk chocolate.
No, dark chocolate. And then you have your onions on top of that, your cheese on top of that. And that's it's like layers. How many you want?
Like
1 way, 2 way, 3 way, 4 way, 5 way. Yeah,
it's like someone who's never made spaghetti sauce, like a pastry chef that never made spaghetti sauce.
Yeah,
right.
Somebody who's never
stab at it.
Somebody who's never had cardiac arrest and wants to feel what it's like.
That's Cincinnati chili.
And indigestion for 3 days.
It's pretty good though.
It is. It's decent. We go to a hot dog place up in Connecticut, Fairfield, Connecticut, all the time, and they have different hot dogs from from different areas. They do a Chicago dog, a California dog, New York, New Englander. They do a Cincinnati dog. So minus the spaghetti, it's everything. It's that type of chili. Nice. But everything else, the cheese and the onions and everything else. So it's pretty good.
I liked when I was a kid, we used to go down, my friend's dad used to go down to the Cosmos games.
Yep.
And we'd stop at Fat Mike's.
Sure. Fat Mike's right at 17 there in Hasbrook Heights.
Harry
and I grew up about 5 minutes from there.
Okay, there you go. So I've been through there like 100 times.
Is that the place that had the barrels for shares?
Yeah.
Sure. Well, that was Ground Round, actually. You're thinking about that.
The Fat Mike's had.
Oh, Fat Mike's had barrels too. Fat Mike's had barrels outside, I think. I don't think.
That's what
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Was that still there? That's gone, right?
It's long gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Long gone. Yeah. In fact, I think where Fat Mike's was is KFC now.
Skinny Bob's.
Skinny Mono Bob.
That stretch of highway had some good eats.
Sure.
Good cheap eats.
Absolutely. Remember
what was the Mexican place down towards the bottom of the right in Rutherford there that the Toxic Avenger was filmed at?
It was actually called the Mexican place.
Yeah, that place was good.
It was very good.
It was good. Their red sauce was amazing.
And the video game place right next door, remember that?
That's right. That's
yeah.
right.
The Great Escape.
The Great Escape.
The Great Escape.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a piano store in Huntington where we used to do. The kids used to go because their teacher has recitals. There'll be like 4 or 5 piano teachers, and they'll have their kids play. So the kids used to go there, but you park in the back, and then down the street there was a little family-owned Mexican place. But the sign out front, like the name was Casa Luisa or something like that. But that was rather small lettering.
Sure. And
then under that it said Mexican food in gigantic letters, which is what you could see when you read the sign. You couldn't see what the actual name was.
Right.
So we just called it. The kids called it Mexican food. They're like, "What do you want to go eat after the recital?" They go, "Let's go to Mexican food." And I went, "Okay, but where?" And he went, and he pointed down the street. He went, Mexican food. And I went,
"It's the name of the place." I get it right.
The name of the place because that's
go to that Mexican place.
Yeah,
the Mexican place. There you go. Well,
all right.
Well,
so
in the immortal words of the Toxic Avenger, let that be a lesson to you, hot ass.
That's right.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't eat too much Cincinnati chili. Unless you be feeling that cinnamon bun somewhere else.
Exactly. All right. Well, on that note, gentlemen, have a wonderful Super Bowl today.
We haven't made our pick.
We did we?
No, that's why I was waiting. I'm like, come on, let's get this over with.
Well,
25 minutes on Cincinnati chili.
Yeah, Cincinnati chili's good though. Come on.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
All right.
Listen,
so
this is a very typical show. We had some food talk. We had some Pete telling stories about whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we had a little bit of Jersey reminiscence with you guys.
Right. And there you go.
And
you were included in that too because you
nothing
went to Fat
informative
Mike's.
about sports.
None whatsoever. All right. On that note, why don't we do
We said right at the top we learned
Let's
nothing more.
Let's continue that trend.
Let's do. We're nothing if not consistent. Let's do beaten by the coin.
Old balls.
That is old balls. That's not beaten by the coin.
Nothing sums up how I feel right now than that.
Are you sure that's your first beer?
Today.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. I put the wrong sounder in. Here we go. Let's do beaten by the coin. Here we go. Beaten by the coin.
Beaten by the coin.
I'm sure I'll lose to the coin.
Oh,
no one wants to be beaten by the coin.
All right. So Harry and I 1 game back of John. The coin out of it.
I'll put it up again. Here we go.
There we go.
That's where we stand.
Not bad. Look at that.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Last week was the one. Well, listen, at least I waited until the championship games week to blow it.
Yeah. Had you gotten both of them right, you would have been.
I would have been.
You would have been the one that would either win or tie.
I would have picked. I would have picked Baltimore today.
There.
Yeah,
of course.
And I got them both right.
Right.
I abstain.
All right, so John, you might as well go first because if Harry and I think Harry and I are going. We know who.
I think John's already letting us know based on his jersey.
Yeah, I mean, I have both hats here, but based on what I'm wearing, that should be a sign that yes, I am actually picking the Rams today. So.
All right. So Harry, you and I going for the Bengals.
I'm taking the Bengals. I know it's not the wisest choice, but look, the spread's down to 3.5. It started, I think, at 5. This is really kind of more of an emotional pick. There's no reason to pick the Bengals. However, this Rams team, as good as they are, they put themselves in positions to lose. And I think Joe Burrow is going to take advantage of that. I think that this Bengals team is better than the 49ers team offensively, where they can exploit some of the inconsistencies. Look, Aaron Donald's a stud. They got probably one of the best defenses to play in a Super Bowl in a long time. Bengals offensive line is not great. Nothing makes sense picking the Bengals. But I just think they're a team of destiny, and I think they're going to get it done.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. And listen, LA is kind of like they're very LA. They're very the city of LA. This team, they bring in the gunslinger at quarterback, and they go out and buy a bunch of guys, and they're desperate for a victory.
It worked well for the Dodgers.
Listen, they're probably going to win. Certainly talent-wise, right. I think they have more than Cincinnati.
Right.
Matchups, it's probably a lot closer than a lot of people would think. But yeah, Cincinnati finds a way to get it done, and it's yeah, why not?
Look,
and this is the Bengals. How can you not root for the Bengals?
It's a good story either way. Look,
right.
Honestly, I'm not going to be that upset either way because it's a good story. Joe Burrow, Cinderella story, second year, Jamar Chase, they actually get it done, the whole 9 yards, right?
Yeah.
That's a great, and the Bengals win their first Super Bowl ever, right? That's
right.
a great story. On the other side, the Rams, this is their fifth Super Bowl. They finally win their second, right? But
right.
more so, Matt Stafford.
Yeah,
and
exactly the opposite
did and
story,
went through
right?
What he did, and he's one of the oldest quarterbacks to ever start in his first Super Bowl.
I don't have the same.
But we've been saying for years. It's not that much.
He's a great quarterback.
Affair, but we've been saying for years he's a great quarterback in a horrible situation.
He's the second best quarterback in this game, without a doubt. The guy, look.
Are you including Boomer up in the stands, or are you?
Well, look, I think one thing we didn't talk about, and I think it's ridiculous that Aaron Rodgers won the MVP. I really do.
Okay.
I
figured we talk about that on Wednesday. But...
I think Joe Burrow should have won the MVP.
Gotcha.
And I think he's going to prove it tonight. I really do.
The only thing I have to say about that is Joe Burrow has a very long, knock on wood, for himself and anything else, barring anything unforeseen. He has a very long and I think illustrious career ahead of him. I think we will see him in the Super Bowl again. He will win an MVP, if not
it's the same thing we said about
MVPs.
Dan Marino.
Right. Obviously anything can happen. But
and Chad Pennington.
And Chad Pennington, of course, Chad Pennington. I mean, he's your boy.
Yeah.
But
some of us said that about him.
And Gus Frerotte. Yeah.
Nobody said that about Gus Frerotte.
No.
So, in any event, or Heath
Ledger.
Heath Ledger.
No one saw that coming.
So anyway, but yeah, it's a good story either way. And then of course there's the Odell thing, because I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of Justin Pugh told a story. He put out a story this past week about Odell and the bad guy he was in the locker room and how horrible he was for the Giants, and they had to get rid of him. He didn't say that, but he said that at one point he actually had to deal with, was it Serta or some or a mattress in a box, or these really good mattresses. 1-800 dial a mattress, right? Exactly, right. And he actually he made the deal with them, and he got mattresses for every single player on the team, including the practice squad guys. It was like 80 guys he got mattresses for. Odell did that. He said that's the Odell that nobody saw, because the media didn't like to report that shit. They like to report all the stupid, 24-year-old immature shit that he did, because that's the stuff that's newsworthy. And Justin Pugh said that's the real Odell. So, you look at it like that, okay, well, you know what? He wanted to play in L.A. He wanted to get to the big game. Here it is. Light it up. Go for it, Odell.
Listen,
Odell
that sounds like one of
the James Harden of the NFL.
That is one of the lamest defenses of someone's character I think I've ever heard. Well, he bought us all
He bought me a mattress that he got for free. Yeah.
No, I didn't say bought them. He creatively acquired them for everybody.
I got an uncle too who got me a mattress once. It came off the back of a truck. He didn't win the Humanitarian of the Year award.
The story.
You don't know Odell like I know.
Oh no. But you know what he was trying to the point he was trying to get across is that Odell actually does care about people. That's what Justin Pugh said.
That's true about almost
it wasn't my story. It was Justin Pugh's story. So
no, that's true about just about every athlete, right? lot of them, they have foundations, they do charitable things, they do good things.
I'd have it too. I'd
But
be
it
giving
doesn't
mattresses
get
away too if you paid me $2 million an hour.
Yeah, everybody got a $300 mattress times 80. How
Get
many
you a
is that?
mattress. I'd get you somebody to sleep on it with you too.
25 grand?
But he didn't pay for them, though. He just
they're free mattresses. He gave us free mattresses.
There you go. Anyway, but the point is that he, whatever. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
take it however you want. That was the point.
He's not as big a douche as he
He's
is.
not. Maybe he's not as big a douche as everybody, and he's clearly matured to a point. But that's irrelevant.
Well, that's why Antonio Brown is there today. He's coaching him on how to really blow up at the right time.
Yeah, exactly. Halfway through the third quarter,
Here's
we're going to see Odell
ideas-
strip and run out of
Here's
the
some
stadium.
ideas I have for
See
you.
ya.
In
Anyway,
fact,
but-
Odell's going to get kicked out of the game, and Antonio Brown's going to come in
Yeah.
his uniform in the
Right.
second half.
And it's like, is that Odell? No. And he pulls the mask off.
Yeah.
It's Antonio Brown.
They've been the same person all these years. No wonder they're so tired and irritable.
Yeah. He was pulling
Well,
up the
listen,
fingers.
even if we tie record-wise, we've got the prop bets.
That's
So
right.
we
Somebody-
got the prop.
That
Somebody's
would be
gotta
great
win
if
this
it all
thing.
came down to me picking the under on the national anthem or whatever the case might
Or
be.
let's see, it would be
That's what it came down to. That was it.
if
Yeah.
Snoop does not smoke on stage,
That's
and
right,
that's
that's
the
I was
tiebreaker.
the
That would
only
be-
idiot who thought Snoop wasn't going to smoke on stage. All my other analysis and it goes out the window.
That's
Yeah.
what it came down to. Snoop smoking on stage. That's all.
That's the case.
Well, then you'll have to write. All you have to do is Snoop cover with the
That's
band.
fine. I've done it before. We've covered.
Just
yeah.
do gin and juice.
Yeah, we've done
There
it
you go.
before.
You've done it. There you go. Perfect. So, anyway, all right. Well, is there anything else we're forgetting?
No.
I didn't think so.
Oh, the big baseball.
No. No.
Hockey?
No. Everybody have
Highlight?
a great day.
No. We'll talk about this and more on Wednesday. Not even going to do the sign off, if you will. Everybody have a wonderful Super Bowl. Enjoy it. Have a great party. Drink a lot. Drink responsibly. Eat a lot. Don't eat responsibly. Watch the game and check out our podcast, breaking down everything and talking about a bunch of other shit.
Space out
on
your
Wednesday
flushing
night.
at halftime.
Exactly.
Yeah, listen, when you go through Monday and then Tuesday of all the talking heads breaking down the game and telling you what happened and why it happened and all that,
Mhm.
then you tune into us on Wednesday.
We'll tell you what
For
really happened.
irrelevant nonsense and great fast food on Route 17.
Exactly.
Because that's what you want. You can even ignore all the pundits
Right.
tomorrow and Tuesday. Just tune in to us on Wednesday. You're
Yeah,
good to go.
yeah.
So-
We'll give you.
We'll
give
tell
you
you
the
just
real
how
deal.
we'll just tell you just how wonderful Odell Beckham Jr. is. We'll have more mattress stories and feel good stories of free Rolexes for all his offensive.
Exactly. Done. Perfect. Yeah. All right. Well, you everybody, again, enjoy the Super Bowl, and we will talk to you all soon. Take care.
Toodles.
I'm going to buy a credenza for each of you.
I like that. Thank you.